Out of all the hookers and strippers that were pretty much force-fed into my conditioned reality, being a gymnast and a dancer, I was really confused and really kind of weirded out as a kid. But I remember watching one show that really resonated with me and really kind of stuck with me throughout my adult years. It was a show called Lazy Town, and the character was just cool. All he did was tumble and like help people, and nothing was ever weird. You know what I mean? And that was the character that really inspired me and still inspires me to this day, which is ironic because the system really failed when it came to me. Well, we've successfully weaponized sex against our children and every single waking living being on this planet. Now what? Looks like we need to do some deprogramming, some reverse engineering of this attack on our spirit. Because let's be real, this is a premeditated agenda, an attack that has been so ruthless and relentless over the past decade that no one is even really able to talk about it. We're in this collective PTSD. We need to be honest with ourselves, with the amount of stress we've allowed ourselves to integrate, the amount of disorder and dysfunction that we've allowed to be normalized. Something that I realized as a child, very young, was that this was happening to me. I didn't understand it, and I felt very ashamed that I was being sort of molded into this overt sexual being way too young. And yet I didn't really have a voice. I didn't really have a way of explaining this to anyone because the system was so ingrained. The MK Ultra worked. But only for a time. I was able to de-escalate the sickness by turning back into my true self. Because what I realized is that my inner child is equivalent to the human spirit. It's where I go to find my truth. It's my innocence. It's joy. And it's pure rebellion in this time. This is exactly what they don't want. You're only allowed to defile yourself. The defiling of innocence is the harvesting of the human spirit. And I think it's very important for us to wake up out of the amnesia and realize that this isn't us. We don't have to hurt our children. We don't have to scare our women. And we don't have to weaponize our men. We don't have to torture ourselves. We can be better. We can go back into our inner child and ask it what it wants. Before it was conditioned, before it was dehumanized, who were you? What was that big personality, that loving soul, that innocence, all of the fun that you experienced? You can have that again because that's who you truly are. But what you have to do is you have to turn away this ideology, this culture. It's everything ingrained in your entire reality, and yet you have to be able to look away. You're not finding yourself in the porn anymore. It stripped you of your ability to have pleasure and to have connection with humans. Safety. Safety with yourself, your own sexuality, something that's not inside an industry built to traffic and torture humans. You can be safe with yourself. This is just a quick message to remind everyone that we're good enough. We can go back into our safety. We're not these unclean, sick, perverted, animalistic, carnal, cruel people. We're loving, compassionate, joyful, innocent, sweet beings.